times of need and faithfully serve you in their neighbor. We pray for the mayor and this legislature and all the civil officials who are entrusted to guard our political welfare. May they be enabled by your powerful protection to discharge their duties with honesty and their fervent ability. And we ask this, dear God, in your name. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Father. Will everyone please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance led by Township Administrator Tim Quinn.
Prior to the Pledge of Allegiance, I would ask that once we conclude the Pledge of Allegiance, that you stand for a moment of silence, and that is at the request of the governing body in memory of Richard Dick Dugan. Dick was born and raised in Morris Township and raised his family in Morris Township and remained in the Morris Township area for his entire life. Dick passed away on Christmas Day at the age of 92. His funeral was today at Assumption Parish, and he was laid to rest at Holy Rood Cemetery. Upon graduation from Morristown High School in 1949, he joined the National Guard and was deployed to Korea and served there in combat for the period of 1950 to 1952. Upon his discharge, he joined the Morris Township Police Department and served for 32 years, rising to the rank of lieutenant. He also rejoined the National Guard in 1976 and served an additional 20 years as a staff sergeant with the Field Artillery Unit 112 and was a member of American Legion Post 59 and VFW Post 3401. Dick served his beloved Morris Township his entire life and was a volunteer firefighter with the Fairchild Fire Company for 71 years, an EMT with the Morris Minutemen for 65 years. He also coached Twin Town Tigers football, Fairchild Fire Company Little League teams, and was a member of the Friendly Sons of St. Patrick. He leaves behind his wife, Peg, and 25 children and grandchildren. May Dick rest in peace. So, please join me. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
Thank you. The next order of business is going to be the swearing-in ceremony of our committee member, William V. Ravitz and Siva S. Janata. I will read the statement of determination for the November 7th, 2023 general election, certifying the election of William V. Ravitz and Siva S. Janata. A statement of determination of the Board of Canvassers relative to an election held in the Township of Morris, County of Morris, and State of New Jersey for the election of certain municipal officers for the municipality on the 7th day of November, 2023. The said board does determine that the said election, William Bud Ravitz for Township Committee for a term of 3 years, and Siva Janata for Township Committee for 3-year term, was or were duly elected to the office and for the term above set forth. I do hereby certify that this foregoing is true, full, and a correct statement of the determination of the Board of Canvassers therein mentioned. I would like to invite up Mr. Ravitz and Township Attorney Jared Cantor, who will administrate the oath of office, and Lee will be holding the Constitution.
Left hand on the
We'll get this,
Constitution.
we'll get this.
There you go. You're good there. You're good there. Here. Yeah. Do you, William V. Ravitz, solemnly swear that you will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey, and will bear faith and allegiance to same and to the governments established in the United States and in this state under the authority of the people, so help you God?
Absolutely.
Okay, repeat after me. I, William V. Ravitz,
I, William V. Ravitz,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will faithfully,
that I will faithfully,
impartially, and justly
impartially, and justly
perform all the duties
perform all the duties
of the position of committee member
of the position of committee member
of the Township Committee
of the Township Committee
of the Township of Morris
of the Township of Morris
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Next, I'd like to call up Mr. Janata and his wife and family. His wife will be holding the Bible this evening for his oath of office. And have you? Do you have Mom? Yeah, okay.
Yeah, right hand up. Come on, stand here.
Okay.
You have to stand. It's okay. Yes, switch places. Good. There you go. Do you, Siva Janato, solemnly swear that you will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey, and will bear faith and allegiance to the same, and to the governments established in the United States and in this state, under the authority of the people, so help you God?
Yes.
Repeat after me, please. I, Siva Janata,
I, Siva Janata,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will faithfully,
that I will faithfully,
impartially, and justly
and partially and justly
perform all the duties
perform all the duties
of the position of
of the position of
committee member of the Township of Morris
committee member of the Township of Morris
according to the best of my ability,
according to the best of my ability.
so help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
At this time, I will take attendance. Mr. Gazelle?
Yes.
Mr. Griselle?
Yes.
Ms. Griglia?
Yes.
Mr. Jorfi?
Here.
Mr. Janata?
Here.
Mr. Ravitz?
Here.
Now we will entertain nominations for mayor. Can I have a motion?
Madam Clerk, I'd like to nominate Donna Gariglia to be mayor of Morris Township for the year of 2024.
Madam, I'd be honored to second that motion.
Are there any other nominations? Seeing none, I will take a roll call vote. Mr. Jorfi?
Yes.
Mr. Griselle?
Yes.
Mr. Janata?
Yes.
Mr. Ravitz?
Yes.
Ms. Griglia?
Yes.
Congratulations. Mayor Griglia's husband, David, will be holding the Bible this evening for the oath of office.
Do you, Donna Gariglia, solemnly swear that you will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey, and will bear faith and allegiance to the same, and to the governments established in the United States and in this state, under the authority of the people, so help you God?
Yes.
Okay, repeat after me. I, Donna J. Gariglia,
I, Donna J. Gariglia,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will faithfully, impartially, and justly
that I will faithfully, impartially, and justly
perform all the duties
and perform all the duties
of the position of mayor of the Township Committee
of position of mayor of the Township Committee
of the Township of Morris
of the Township of Morris
according to the best of my ability,
according to the best of my ability.
so help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Thank you. At this time, I would like to recognize the following people who have joined us here tonight. Chris Williams is here from Congressman Sherrill's office, and he has kindly dropped off letters for everybody who was just sworn in, so thank you very much. State Senator Anthony Bucco sends his regards and wishes everybody a very happy new year. He is up swearing in another mayor at this time. From the county, Commissioner John Krikis and Commissioner Christine Myers are here. From the Morris Township past committee members, Catherine Wilson and Kathleen Highland are here. Other municipal officers, Nathan Umbriak is here. He's the Morristown Council President. Jason Carr, the Mayor of Morris Plains. Amalia Duarte, on the Mendham Township Committee. Chad Lena Weaver from the Morristown and Morris Township Public Library. Judy Hernandez, who's newly a member of the Parsippany Council. Justin Strickland, Chatham Borough Council, and Robert Conley, the Mayor of Madison. Thank you all so much for being here. At this time, I would like to entertain nominations for, I would actually like to make the nomination for the position of Deputy Mayor of the Township Committee. I'd like to nominate Jeffrey Grazel.
I second that.
Thank you, Siva. Are there any other nominations for Deputy Mayor? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, may I have a roll call?
Mayor Griglia,
Yes.
Mr. Janata,
Yes.
Mr. Jorfi,
Yes.
Mr. Ravitz,
Yes.
Mr. Gazelle.
Yes.
Congratulations, Mr. Grazel. The administration of the oath of office will be done by Jared H. Cantor. And Deputy Mayor Grazel will have Committeewoman Catherine Wilson hold the Bible for him this evening.
Do you, Jeffrey R. Grazel, solemnly swear that you will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey, and will bear faith and allegiance to the same, and to the governments established in the United States and in this state, under the authority of the people, so help you God?
I do.
Please repeat after me. I, Jeffrey R. Grazel,
I, Jeffrey R. Grazel,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will faithfully, impartially, and justly
that I will faithfully, impartially, and justly
perform all the duties
perform all the duties
of the position of Deputy Mayor
of the position of Deputy Mayor
of the Township Committee
of the Township Committee
of the Township of Morris,
of the Township of Morris,
according to the best of my ability,
according to the best of my ability.
so help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. You're welcome.
Congratulations. Good evening. It's a pleasure to see all of you here. It's hard to believe that a year has already passed, and serving on the Township Committee has been a very gratifying experience for me in a very short period of time. Before I begin to speak about what lies ahead in 2024, I would like to thank those who have been a guiding influence in leading me to this position and having the honor to serve the very community I have lived in and raised my family in for 40 years. My parents instilled in all 6 of their children the responsibility to give back and volunteer whenever possible. They shared with us the feeling of gratitude and understanding how rewarding even the smallest gift of our time to others, especially those in need, reaps the largest benefit. Supporting the greater good and affecting more people than oneself was something we should all strive for. It is a mantra we have all lived by in varying degrees. I would like to thank my siblings, Karen, Bob, Jeff, and Chris, as well as my brother Mark, who has passed away, for their support and teaching me that navigating a big family rings true in all aspects of our lives and all the other families that we become a part of. To my husband, David, of 42 years, who knew two 17-year-olds would eventually maneuver through the journey of building a business, raising 4 children, steer in and out of life's challenges, and be here to continue to celebrate and share all that life has to offer. I thank you. Your support and understanding have never wavered. To our 4 children, Julianne, Peter, Daniel, and Jeffrey, you have always been, and you remain today, my number 1 priority. I thank you all for being able to share with me the organizations I felt drawn to participate in while you were all growing up. Leaders who place family first are known to be more empathetic, understanding, willing to negotiate towards more peaceful outcomes, because it is a learned behavior that we have worked on all our lives. Decision-making and fairness, listening to concerns, studying various alternative solutions apply to the Morris Township family, and all of your voices are relevant and they will be heard with respect and integrity. I thank Father Pallone for the invocation and know the faith and values held by all of us will guide us towards a better future and a more peaceful world. I offer my congratulations to Deputy Mayor Jeff Grazel, Committeeman Bud Ravitz, Committeeman Siva Janata, and I look forward to working alongside each of you in the coming year. I am proud to serve as mayor in 2024 on the most diverse township committee in our history. My thanks to former mayor, now Committeeman Mark Jorfy, for your help and guidance. And we certainly meet the cogeneration definition, which will help continue creating a more inclusive and prosperous future. The 3 other members on the dais each month, Business Administrator Tim Quinn, Township Attorney Jared Cantor, and Town Clerk Suzanne Walsh, feel like assistant coaches to me. One quick look down the bench either way, and they jump in, next play ready to go without a moment's hesitation. As I look back on 2023, I know I was very fortunate to join this group because for the last several years, the advancements made by the work each of you participated in created a more open, transparent forum for our town. Ensuring fiscal responsibility without compromising our level of services throughout the township has been a balancing act since COVID, and tough budget decisions were vetted with integrity and competence, always bearing in mind the effect it may have on our residents. The professionalism I experienced at every meeting, including our advisory boards and commissions, meeting with department heads and chiefs of police and fire, was met with a willingness to make changes where and when needed, but also patience when a quick resolution was not going to be met easily. Business Administrator Tim Quinn and his professional and support staff were engaging, and their willingness to accommodate whatever I needed was unmatched. We have several new employees who seamlessly adjusted to their new roles due to the level of excellence in all of our departments. So a couple things, 2023 brought the first phase of some great new business to build upon. At the Morris Marketplace, almost all the businesses are just about open. Restoration Hardware has a new contractor and they'll be getting back to work. The Collinsville Playground and Tucker Field improvements will begin soon. The Red Bulls world-class soccer facility coming to the township. The evaluation done on the Madison Avenue corridor. We actually have a ribbon cutting at Dunkin's on Monday. Most recently, the realization of a community center coming to our town with the assistance of Senator Anthony Bucco and Committeeman Jorfy's input and insistence that we continue to find just the right location. We've had infrastructure improvements on our roads and sidewalks popping up throughout the township. So many improvements behind the scenes that keep things operating safely and have enhanced connectivity throughout the town for all of our residents. The Parks and Recreation Department did an outstanding job this past year, and our list of events and opportunities just keeps growing. They will be moving to their new home at Old Turnpike in the coming year. On the Transportation Advisory Committee, we launched our Morris Township in Motion events and completed the Complete and Green Streets policy. The Environmental Commission's hard work has helped make Morris Township one of the most respected communities in the county, not only achieving a bronze level at Sustainable Jersey, but providing excellent input on all new projects and redevelopment efforts, especially those being impacted by climate change and the adverse effects it has started to bring. As we look to what 2024 will hold, I hope to develop an outreach for small business engagement within our community. Partnering with different business can create an alliance where many benefit. Community outreach brings new customers, and we want to engage and support the businesses we have now and the new business coming into the township. We know we will need additional funding and grant money to complete our ongoing list of projects. We will work with the county and state to effectively manage all of our options. We are also going to work alongside our neighboring communities to understand and help address the upcoming affordable housing requirements and what our responsibilities will ultimately be. As new technology and artificial intelligence inch closer to impacting all of our lives, we will do our best to keep abreast of the ongoing developments which may affect our community. And our seniors now have access to the Senior Citizens Advisory Committee's launch of our new website with all the resources necessary in one place for information on everything senior. To our police, fire, and EMS men and women, you are the most trusted and respected members of the Morris Township family. Your continued efforts and ongoing training to keep us safe and able to live in such a caring, responsive, secure community lets every senior, every veteran, every family member, every parent, and every child rest easy at night when they go to sleep. We thank you. I will close recognizing our most valued assets, all of you. You step up and give your time to enhance our community. You are the boots on the ground, bringing real-life experience and observations to help guide our decisions in all of our neighborhoods. You take time out of your lives to help enhance the lives of others. That kind of feedback is so valuable and important at every level and for all ages. This is our family, our community, and our environment, and we will protect and prolong its viability by listening to you and act in good faith as you have elected us to do. All the best to you and yours in the coming year. God bless. Next on the agenda, we have commentary which will be provided by each township committee member, and we're going to start with Committeeman Siva Janata.
Thank you, Mayor. First person I want to thank is actually Kathy Wilson, who was my predecessor, and she has left a great legacy on the town. If you can see it on video 2 weeks prior, but I think the legacy that I can recall is the videotaping of our meetings, which Kathy had actually started before she was even elected into office, and we'll always remember her for that. I also want to thank the people on this days, both elected and appointed. I want to thank the mayor, deputy mayor, and former mayor for helping a relative newbie in guiding me here before and after the election. But really, I also want to thank my running mate, Bud Ravitz, who has helped me immensely in the campaign. So thank you for being a teacher and a mentor and a friend. And Tim Quinn, our commendable administrator, has provided so much information, and I'm sure we're going to work together well during the coming year. I also want to thank our opponents, Paul Johnson and Paul Safier, for running, because our democracy thrives when voters are given a choice. I also want to thank my mother, my wife, my children, my brother, and my cousin and niece here, and anybody else on Zoom, especially those who are half a world away. Good morning. And all my friends, both here and on Zoom, who I've known at a short time or a long time. Look, hey, look where I am now. And I see a familiar name on the agenda who's giving the benediction. I've known Carrie Kabush all of her life, but now the Reverend Kabush is going to give the benediction. Plus, she's a local girl, born and raised here. So I thank you very much for accepting my invitation. 40 years ago, in 1983, I took another oath at the historic Morris County Courthouse to be naturalized as a U.S. citizen. I could not have imagined back then that I would be at this place in this moment, nor would any of our family members would have done just because we moved a decade ago. Because when we moved here, this town was much quieter compared to our old, very busy neighborhood in Philadelphia. Now it has grown, and with it, so has its traffic. So our traffic advisory committee has been looking at ways to help with this increasing traffic. They performed traffic studies in the Madison corridor, and they're going to continue doing that. Plus, if you notice, we have new sidewalks at places like Normandy Parkway and Sussex, and we're going to continue doing that through the year, including also bike paths. And this is all part of the Complete Streets program, which is going to try to make this town more user-friendly, since suburbia does not have to continuously rely on the automobile. And like the rest of the New Jersey Highlands region, Morris Township is known for its tree canopy. To help preserve and maintain that tree cover, I hope that a shade tree commission will be formed, and we will work with our professional staff and others to find ways to maintain the health of our trees. And as recent rainstorms have shown, parts of our area are very susceptible to heavy flooding. And they don't always occur with hurricanes or superstorms. Even a heavy, steady rainfall can cause flooding. So a new stormwater management ordinance will hopefully be in the works as per state regulations, since there is a need to help our vulnerable neighborhoods. And I hope also that our neighboring towns will help us with this, and we can also work with those neighboring towns, since whatever happens there affects us and vice versa. And when my family first moved to Morris Township, we've noticed that it had a history. Growing up in Philadelphia, history has surrounded us. And now in our new home, we continued with the same. And I remember the bicentennial celebrations growing up with the parades and the tall ships along the Hudson. Now in 2 years, we'll be celebrating 250 years of independence, or its semi-quincentennial. Try to say that. And now I'm in a position where I will actually be one of the organizers of this event, hint, hint. And as many of you know, and many more will now learn, I am a student of history. And people have asked me where I got this love of the past. And it came from my father, who taught me that history makes us aware of where we are by learning about what came before. When I was giving thanks to many people at the beginning of this talk, the one person I could not thank in person is my dad, since we had lost him 20 years ago this year. He had inspired 3 generations of my family, and I'm sure his story will inspire a rising 4th generation. It was he who decided to come to America for his doctorate, thus beginning our family's American story. His presence is missed, but his influence is still with us. I had promised during the campaign that I would tell how I got my name, and it came from my father. He was in graduate school in North India. We were from the South. He went to the city of Benares, or Varanasi. Varanasi is considered the holiest city in the Hindu religion. So it has hundreds of temples along the Ganges River, but the holiest temple is dedicated to the Hindu god Shiva. And every morning my father would walk from campus, take his blessings from Lord Shiva, and walk back to class. He vowed that if he survived this ordeal, he would name his firstborn son after Lord Shiva. And here I am. Except we're Southern and we pronounce it Siva. For me, my name is a reminder and inspiration of my father's struggles and triumphs. And one of his greatest triumphs was his arrival to the United States 60 years ago in 1963. And here is his passport. And I remember asking him what his first impression was of America. He related the story. when he landed at Idlewild Airport and was outside waiting for his ride when he saw a brand new Ford Thunderbird drive by. It was then that my dad realized that not only was he in a different country, he was in a different world. Now, 60 years from that moment, we come to today. And the first expression that comes to mind is, wow. But a second, more thoughtful expression is, this is America. Here is an American story of not just one family, but of what this country means and what it offers. Whether it takes 60 months or 60 years, be it an individual or a family, the thread of his story repeatedly continues from then to now and beyond begins today. A century ago, someone like me was not allowed to become a naturalized US citizen. So my ceremony of 40 years ago could not have happened, let alone this moment today. This was rectified by law 2 decades later. The history of this country is full of such setbacks and eventual triumphs over adversity. We today are inspired by these people as we stand on the shoulders of giants and we follow those who came before us. Looking back, I picture the awestruck young man seeing that quintessential American car, which marked the beginning of my family's quintessential American journey. This is America. Thank you. And before we adjourn, I'm going to ask a trivia question.
Siva, thank you for such an inspiring story. And your father would be very proud to see you sitting here today. Next, we will have Committeeman Bud Ravitz.
Thank you, Mayor. And I just want to say, Siva, you were an incredibly wonderful running mate. And thank you so much for the very kind words. I really appreciate that. And well, I'll run again with you anytime. Just as on a personal note, before I get into my commentary, the U.S. Constitution that I swore the oath of allegiance on was provided to people who attended a funeral of a very special person in our lives. And for me, there's no greater honor than, and I know that this person who was a history teacher in Millburn, no greater honor, she was a Constitution buff, that I would take the oath of office on the Constitution that was given out to all the attendees of her funeral. So I just wanted you to know that it was very special to me. Anyway, good evening, friends and family. I wish you all a very happy and healthy new year. I would be remiss if I didn't say a few words of reflection for 2023. Thank you and I'm saying this because at our last meeting where we said farewell to Kathy, we were running a little long and we yielded our commentary time. So I do want to say a few words that I would have said back in December. So thank you to our professionals and staff who work tirelessly on your behalf to ensure that Morris Township remains the best place in the county to live, work, and play. I want to say what a privilege it was to serve as your deputy mayor last year and to work closely with former Mayor Mark Jorfy. I extend to him my best wishes, to him and his wife Kelly, on the new chapter coming in their lives. I think I speak for everyone in saying that we're going to miss the wisdom and tenacity of Kathy Wilson. She's left a great legacy of accomplishments. I welcome my running mate, Siva Janata, up here, and I know he will add his own indelible stamp to the township governing body and residents. I am honored to have been reelected by the people of Morris Township to the Township Committee. Thank you for the trust you have placed in me to continue to represent your interests and that of our community. I am committed to leading by example and to being open and transparent in my thought processes in the decisions that I make. At the Township Reorganization meeting in 2021, I spoke of 3 values that will guide me in the decisions that I make. First, is the issue before us based on evidence? I'm certainly not the most knowledgeable person in the room, so I intend to rely on the expert advice that is based on empirical evidence and sound science. Second, does it benefit the community? Anyone who's held a job knows that change is constant. Evolve or get left behind. We on the Township Committee are charged not only with operating the town as it is, but to also smartly plan for the future. And lastly, are we being good stewards of our environment? Over the last 3 years, I can honestly say that I've held true to those values. Also, two guiding ideals were always on my mind throughout my first term. We are a nation of many cultures united under one flag. Morris Township is a multicultural community where our friends and neighbors bring us all a wonderful and diverse dynamic. Tapping into that diversity will bring us all closer together. The principle that I espouse is that we must be better citizens if we want better government. Democracy relies on an informed and an engaged public. Elections matter. Elections have consequences. The fast-paced information age and young, civically minded people have added a dynamic that continues to change the conversation. There are so many people to thank, all of whom I'd like to thank right away whenever their guidance or help they've given to me. I also want to say that my son, Alexander, my daughter, Rebecca, my other daughter, Jessica, my mom, Bernice, who couldn't be here tonight, but they are all a big part of making me who I am today. Anyone that's been involved in a political campaign knows that it's the people who work tirelessly behind the scenes that make all the difference. One particular person stands out for going above and beyond, and so she gets a special shout out. A woman whose role in my life is immeasurable. My campaign manager, my grammarian, my chief of staff, my dresser, my partner in every respect, my inspiration, my best friend, and my love, Lee Schwartzberg. I would not be the person today who I am today if it wasn't for her. We've all heard the cliche that behind every great man is a great woman. I tell you today, that's not exactly true. Every great person has their significant other who walks right alongside, ensuring that he or she can be at his or her best every day. So she's taking a break from politics, but hopefully it's only for a short time. I look forward again to working closely with my colleagues here on the dais and all our professionals to make the continuous improvements that residents have come to expect. I conclude my commentary, as I do each and every month, with the following sentiment. We have more in common than should ever divide us, and which we will rediscover by talking to each other and not at each other. Amplifying misinformation, hateful or violent rhetoric is not part of any civil society. And let's remember, as we go about our business each and every day, to be kind. Be kind to yourselves and be kind to others, because kindness ripples. May God bless us all, and may God bless the United States of America. Mayor.
Thank you. Deputy Mayor Grazel.
Thank you. Good evening, neighbors and friends. I am honored to be seated here on the dais representing my fellow citizens of Morris Township. This is my 11th year on the Township Committee, which spans 4 elected terms over 18 years. And the way that math works is that's because I've served 4 non-consecutive terms. When I started out, I never had any idea that it would last for such a long time. I am humbled by the continuing support I get from so many members of our community. I'd like to start out by sending my condolences to the family of Richard Dugan. I attended his funeral service this morning at Assumption Church. As Mr. Quinn mentioned earlier, Dick Dugan was raised, spent all of his life in Morris Township, and went on to serve on our police force for 32 years. In addition, he was a volunteer member of the Fairchild Fire Company for 71 years, which for most of us ordinary folks is a lifetime. He also served as a youth football coach and went on to work at Morristown Hospital after his retirement from the Morris Township Police Force. Dick Dugan is an example of somebody who really cared about his community and gave back to it to make it better for others. And this is apropos way for me to start my remarks tonight, because giving back to the community is something I will touch on several times. Let me take a moment to remind everyone why I first ran for office. It was not because I wanted to get into politics per se. Rather, it was because I was a resident who felt that he was not being listened to and wasn't properly represented. So instead of just complaining, I decided to run for office and try to affect change. Thus, I do not view myself as a politician, but rather as a public servant representing my fellow residents in Morris Township. And sitting on this governing body is one of the ways I choose to give back to my community. Being a public servant, it is very important to me to hear from our residents on issues that are important to them. I answer every single email I get, and I have really tried to help resolve those issues that people are having problems with. Do not ever hesitate to contact me if there's anything you would like to discuss or get my opinion on. Now I'd like to say a few words about the governing body, of which I am a proud member. Congratulations to new Mayor Donna Gariglia. I look forward to working with you as Deputy Mayor. Thank you to Mark Jorphy for 2 years of outstanding leadership as our outgoing mayor, and to Bud Ravitz for his work this past year as Deputy Mayor. Congratulations to new committeeman Siva Janata, or maybe going forward, I'll call you Shiva between us. No, Siva. I'm looking forward to working with you and seeing the great things that you will help us accomplish here in Morris Township. I want to be clear that even though we bestow the titles of mayor and deputy mayor each year, the other members of the committee do a lot of work to support our town. We each sit on what are called standing committees with oversight over various functional responsibilities across the municipality, from finance to police to recreation and more. And shortly you will hear the assignments for the various committees that we each will get. In addition, I am hopeful that each member of this governing body will also take on a special project in the coming year to help move us forward. However, the mayor in particular does carry an increased workload on the governing body. So thank you, Mayor Gariglia, for taking that on. I have a few other thank yous I'd like to make. Thank you to all of my family for all your support through the years. My mom was going to be here tonight to hold the Bible for me, but unfortunately she caught the latest wave of COVID sweeping over all of us, so she's at home watching on Zoom. Hi, Mom. My 2 boys have been through enough swearing in ceremonies in their lifetimes that they prefer to be skiing rather than sitting here in a meeting room, but they are watching on Zoom, as are some of my other family members. I am very proud of both of my boys, and I hope I have set a good example for you, as well as other young people in our town, about the importance of giving back to your community. Thank you to my colleagues here on the dais for your commitment to our community, as well as to those community leaders that have come before us. I have learned a lot from previous mayors, Peter Mancuso, Kathleen Highland, Rick Watson, and Kathy Wilson. And I truly appreciate their ongoing dedication to our community by participating each year in our annual reorganization meeting, other community events, and sitting on our municipal committees. Thank you, Peter, Kathleen, Rick, and Kathy. I wish you well. A big thank you to the many volunteers that support our town. On our agenda tonight, we will appoint volunteer members to all our boards and commissions with seats that have expiring terms. All the residents who serve as volunteers on our boards and committees do a wonderful service by giving of their time to make our town better for everyone else. As they say, it takes a village. So thanks to all the many other volunteers across our town, from youth sports, the Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts, and the many other community organizations that support us. By giving back to our community, each and every one of these volunteers has a huge impact on the quality of life in our town. All of you are very much appreciated. I would be remiss if I didn't mention the municipal employees, all of whom help run our town on a day-to-day basis. We are lucky to live in a town that is so well run. Our administration, our department heads, and our employees do a fantastic job. Township Administrator Tim Quinn has tremendous dedication to our town and runs a very efficient operation here. All of our department heads are also to be commended for their dedication and the good work they do on a day-to-day basis. And I am thankful for all of our dedicated employees who provide the quality services that our residents have come to expect. I look forward to working with all of you, all of our employees here in the coming year. I'm excited to get to work in 2024. I remind everyone that I always try to have our residents' best interests in mind when I make any type of decision. All of us here on the dais are here to work for you and with you to make our town the great place that it is for all of us. You may not agree with all of our decisions all of the time, but I hope you have a good understanding of every decision that we do make. And I will do my part and strive to ensure that this continues to happen. While we had many successes in 2023 and more opportunities ahead of us, we also have many challenges. So I'd like to close with something that I recently read about some guidance that college football coach Nick Saban gives to his players. Coach Saban wisely reminds us of his 24-hour rule, that our victories are milestones on a longer journey. We celebrate successes, but we should not dwell on them. Instead, we look ahead with determination and focus. The road before us in 2024 is challenging, but crucial. This governing body, along with Township Administrator Tim Quinn, are prepared to meet those challenges and deliver new successes for our community. Thank you again to everybody who's joined us both here in the room and on Zoom. Thank you to all the dignitaries that came out to support us tonight. Very much appreciate all of you. And I invite you back to come to another regular Township Committee during the year. I'd be happy if you just came to maybe one or two, would be nice. Best wishes to everyone for a happy and healthy 2024. Back to you, Mayor.
Thank you, Deputy Mayor. And to finish up, Committeeman Mark Jorphy.
Thank you, Mayor Gariglia, and good evening, everyone. Happy New Year. Tonight is about celebrating the milestones of my colleagues who have been sworn in tonight and are sitting with me on this dais, so I will keep my comments brief. But first, I wanted to welcome Committeeman Steve Giannata to the Township Committee and congratulate him on all of his hard work over the past year that has brought you to this point. Steve, I look forward to working closely with you in the coming year on the standing committees that we share. I look forward to getting to know you even more than we already do, even though we're neighbors. You live right down the street from me. But I'm looking forward to serving with you in a different capacity. And congratulations again to your family. Welcome. I'd also like to congratulate Committeeman Ravitz on your reelection to the Township Committee. Having been able to work closely with Bud over the past few years, I know how incredibly passionate he is about serving our residents and how much he strives to make the township the very best it can be. Bud has had some hard-fought elections over the past few years. But I think what speaks volumes of his character is even with some of the fiercest opponents he can have in the township, he always winds up being their friend at the end of the election cycle. So, Bud, we're really fortunate to have you up on this dais with us. I'd like to congratulate Mayor Gariglia on being elected to lead our town this evening for 2024. During her short tenure on the Township Committee, Donna has proven herself to be more than capable of guiding Morris Township and the committee in the coming year. We are incredibly fortunate to have someone who has demonstrated her abilities both in Town Hall and out of Town Hall, whether it has been through her leadership at the League of Women Voters, at USA Hockey, or as a member of this governing body. I trust that Donna will use sound judgment in her decision-making leading this body, and she'll always ensure our residents are put first in every milestone. Next, I'd like to congratulate Deputy Mayor Grazel for serving the committee this year as Deputy Mayor. As many in the room are well aware, Jeff brings with him decades of experience, not only as a resident, but as a professional and as a committee member. He's able to provide us advice and counsel to all the members of this governing body to provide important context, both on long-term township issues and short-term issues. Jeff, we're really fortunate to have you here. Thank you for serving as Deputy Mayor this year. I'd also like to recognize the dignitaries and elected officials who are here with us this evening. We have some great partners with Morris Township and neighboring municipalities, and we always look forward to working with them throughout the year. Last, but certainly not least, I'd like to thank our professionals who are here on this dais with us and in the control room in the back. I'd also like to thank all the professionals who work in Town Hall day in and day out, making Morris Township run. if it wasn't for them, Morris Township would not be the great place that it is to live each and every day. Lastly, I'd like to congratulate our volunteers who have been appointed this evening. As all the committee members said, we rely on our volunteers tremendously throughout the year to provide us guidance and counsel. And they are really part of the decision-making process. And if you ever wanted to get involved here in the township, I encourage you to apply to be a volunteer of a committee that you might feel so interested in. Lastly, I'd just say this. I wish everyone a happy and healthy new year. Hope it's a prosperous one. And with that, I will yield back. Thank you. Thank you, Mayor
Mayor
Garaglia.
Jorfi. Next, we'll be moving on to our agenda items. We have 12 resolutions on tonight's agenda. Madam Clerk, please read Resolution 0124 through 1224 by title only.
01-24, establishing 14 standing committees and appointing members to same for the period of January 1st, 2024 through December 31st, 2024. 02-24, reappointment, Township Administrator Timothy F. Quinn, expiring December 31st, 2026. 03-24, establishing the following appointments to positions created by statute and/or ordinance of the Township of Morris. 04-24, appointing the following officers of the Police Department of the Township of Morris for the period of January 1st, 2024 through December 31st, 2024. 05-24, appointing the following officers of the Fire Department of the Township of Morris for the period of January 1st, 2024 through December 31st, 2024. 06-24, appointing members to positions for the Office of Emergency Management. 07-24, appointing professionals for the Township of Morris for the period of January 1st, 2024 through December 31st, 24. 08-24, resolve that meetings of the Township Committee for 2024 and January 2nd, 2025 shall be held at 7 p.m., regular or otherwise indicated, closed session at 5 p.m. or otherwise indicated, on the following dates at the Township of Morris Municipal Building, 50 Woodland Avenue, Morris Township, New Jersey. 09-24, authorizing certain public officials of the Township to carry on banking matters on behalf of the Township. 10-24, authorizing cash management plan as submitted by the Municipal Financial Officer. 11-24, temporary operating budget. And last, 12-24, establishing interest rates, delinquent taxes, and sewer fees.
Thank you. May I have a motion to approve resolution numbers 0124 through 1224 as a block by one motion?
So moved, Mayor.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
May I have a motion to adopt resolution numbers 01?
Mayor, you roll call on that.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Madam Clerk, can we have a roll call?
Sure. Mr. Griselle,
Yes.
Mr. Jorfi,
Yes.
Mr. Janata,
Yes.
Mr. Ravitz.
Yes.
Mayor Garaglia.
Yes. May I have a motion to adopt resolutions numbers? Oh. Okay. That's right. Resolution numbers 0124 through 1224.
So moved.
Thank
Second.
you.
Second.
Second. Madam Clerk, may I have a roll call?
Mr. Ravitz,
Yes.
Mr. Griselle,
Yes.
Mr. Jorfi,
Yes.
Mr. Janata,
Yes.
and Mayor Garaglia.
Yes. Thank you, Madam Clerk. I would like to, at this point now, again, thank you all for coming and sharing this evening with us, and we're really looking forward to this coming year. We would like to have you all join us afterwards in the room right behind us, the conference room, for refreshments. At this time, I would like to bring up Reverend Carrie Kabush of Calvary Episcopal Church, who will provide the benediction. And Siva, thank you for reaching out. And Carrie did grow up here in Morris Township, so we're very happy to have you.
I invite you to join with me in surrounding all those taking up the mantle of leadership in prayer. Holy One, known by many names and yet beyond all names, you have bound us together in common life. On this night, we ask your blessing on all those who have been called to lead and serve this community in which we all live and work and play. Inspire this council and all of our leaders with a vision of the town as it might be, where love of neighbor and concern for one another drive out suspicion, strife, anxiety, and fear. Grant them the wisdom to know when to listen with curiosity and when to speak with bravery. Fill them with creativity and hope. Guide them in the way of justice and truth. Sustain them in their work and strengthen their resolve to seek and pursue the well-being of all people in this community. Give them joy in their service, pride in their successes, and insight, compassion, and courage as they seek to serve and lead in the ways of prosperity, peace, kindness, justice, and love. Amen.
Amen. Thank you. It is now 7:59. Can I have a motion to adjourn? I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Committeeman Janata, please.
Yes. What is Idlewild Airport called today? Got it. Kennedy Airport.
Who got it? Who was the first?
Everybody got it.
Yeah. Yeah, my father arrived here when Kennedy was still alive. So thank you.
You're all winners.
Yeah.
It is now 7:59. Can I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
The next Township Committee meeting will be held on Wednesday, January 17th, 2024, at 7 p.m. in person and via Zoom at 7 p.m. Closed session at 5:30. We are adjourned.